Welcome back. My guest today is Joe Lepore, author of Bicycle Commuter's Ultimate Survival Guide. Welcome.
Thanks, Joanne. Nice to be here.
Thank you, thank you. Now, you live in Fort Lee,
yes,
but you have been a bicyclist for many, many, many years, and you have, well, you tell us, you have biked far and wide.
All across the country. I started riding in 1965, so when I was just a baby, and all through my life I've always been on a bicycle. Throughout the military, I had a bicycle with me on my ship when I was in California, and then I started commuting to my job in California. I commute now to my job in New York as well as New Jersey, so all these years I've been commuting.
And you were actually doing it before it was, let's face it, hip to do it. Now, of course, with folks realizing, my God, we've got to quit our addiction to fossil fuels, walking and biking is really the big thing now. However, and I'm assuming that's one of the reasons that you wrote the book, because you can't just say, yeah, take your bike to work. So you get a bike, you hop on, and you pedal off to work. Not as easy as that, correct? And I think that's the whole point of your book. Talk about what is covered in the book.
It covers everything, and like you said, people just hop on the bike and they go to work. Now, whether the reason what they have to do that is for fuel, transportation, anything, they decide one day that they're going to stop going to work the way they used to, and they're going to get on a bike and go. But in many cases, that's where it ends. So the book teaches you everything you need to do in order to prepare to ride properly, what to do once you get to work. Where are you going to stash your bike? What are you going to carry? What are you going to wear? How are you going to stay fresh throughout the day? Because getting to work is only the beginning. Then you have to work the whole day and then make it home. So the book covers every single thing I ever learned in 35 years of commuting by bicycle.
And there's something interesting here that you have you've written on the back. You say, going to work is bad enough.
That's right.
Arriving dead is worse. There's no reason to get killed while riding your bicycle. You say here, learn a few of these basic safety tips. And that's really, we're not making light of it, because you have said, talk about some statistics here. How safe is it in New Jersey to ride a bicycle on the streets of New Jersey? Or at least here in Bergen County.
In Bergen County,
or
in
New Hudson
Jersey, Bergen, Hudson, North Jersey, New York City. It's great to ride your bike when you've prepared properly. But unfortunately, right here in this area, we lead the country in accidents involving bicycles and motor vehicles. Commuting has increased, accidents have increased, and unfortunately and sadly, so have fatalities. And that's why I wrote the book, to give people the understanding on what they need to do to prepare to ride properly. If you do all that, then you're going to have the best experience of your life. You're going to lose weight, you're going to burn calories, you're going to see the beauty of the Mother Nature has to offer. You're going to be an inspiration to not only your coworkers, but your family and friends, and that's the best part of it. But it's like a double-edged sword. There's the good and there's the bad. And the bad takes a split second to happen, and it would be unfortunate if something happened and you weren't prepared for it.
And just so we don't forget, anyone who wants to get the book, it's at your website, which is www.bicyclecommutersultimatesurvivalguide.com.
I made it nice and short so people can remember.
Let me repeat that again. I'm not sure it's going to fit on the screen. Bicyclecommutersultimatesurvivalguide.com, just like the name of the book.
Exactly.
Okay, talk a little bit about what you say here. You told me a little bit earlier. You said, yeah, this is about bicycle commuting, but actually I'm saying, yeah, don't do it. And you've told me this before. You want people to commute by bicycle, but you want them to do it right. So you're saying, if you're not going to do it right, if you're not going to pay heed to safety, then don't do it at all.
Don't ride your bike to work. I'm not telling you to ride your bike to work. If you ask me, I say don't do it. But however, if you want to do it, I promise this book will teach you everything you need to be safe and have an enjoyable ride. So with that, I break it down. I even say the difference between distances in commuting. If you have to go, your job is only less than 5 miles from your house, don't take the risk and ride your bike. Walk. Have a nice, enjoyable walk. It won't take you that long, and you'll be a lot safer.
Yeah, but be practical. It'll take you so much longer to walk than to ride, which is why people would want to ride.
My first choice is the bicycle. I love it. I was another fella asked me one time. He said, "Well, we're supposed to encourage people to ride the bikes, and your book is almost discouraging them, and you make it sound like it's dangerous." And I said, "Well, it is dangerous, and if you ignore that fact, you're going to put in little deposits into your bank account of disaster." So by doing that, well, I'm not going to wear a helmet. I don't need to wear a helmet. I know I'm only going this distance. I don't need to worry about my chain because it's all rusty. It doesn't matter. I'm riding my bike. Don't tell me what to do. My tires don't have to be inflated. All those little things, one at a time, might not be critical, but you're adding those deposits into your bank account of disaster. And disaster happens instantly. Now, for another thing, the guy who said this to me, I went back and I looked. When I started writing the book, there was something I noticed on the streets, and you might notice them too. They're white bicycles chained up in certain locations. They're called ghost bikes. They put a ghost bike out there as a reminder to motorists and cyclists to ride safely. So you'll start seeing them. You know why? Because when I started writing the book, there were about 38. Now there's over 60 ghost bikes. So when he said to me it's not dangerous, I said, wait a second. The number of ghost bikes have increased over the time that it took me to write the book. So one person's death is too much in my opinion.
Oh, does each one represent
Yes.
the person who died?
Right.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Right.
that certainly is very chilling.
It is chilling.
Oh man.
And I dedicate my book to the people who've either been involved in accidents, who've gotten hurt on a bike, or even gotten killed on a bike.
Ghost riders
That's why I wrote the bike.
themselves.
Right.
Wow. All right, we're just about out of time, but I want to switch gears before we wrap up. You've got another project
Right.
going on. You're working on another book
Yeah.
about the hills.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that, because a lot of the hills in this area,
Right.
this is a pretty darn hilly place, Bergen
Right.
and Hudson counties, and you've taken your bike on those
I
hills.
love the hills. I'm a hill climber, so, and not only that, but I grew up in North Bergen, New Jersey, which happens to be the second hilliest town in the United States.
Wow.
Hilliest town per capita. So being a cyclist, I thought, well, this would be kind of funny. We live in monster hills. And in North Bergen, you either grew up on a hill, up the hill, or down the hill. You were involved in a hill every day of your life. So being a cyclist, I thought it would be funny to get the grades, not only the distance, but I thought, all right, we live in the second hilliest town, but how steep are they? How monstrous are they? So I went out and I made a project to measure from Kennedy Boulevard to Tunnelly Avenue, all the grades of all the hills, and now I'm going to ride my bike up them, because as a cyclist you need to do this, and then I'm going to document all that. I'll put the distance, which hill's the steepest, which hill's the most notorious, which hill's the scariest, and put it all in my book.
All right, we're just about out of time, but this is the man that you've seen there on those hills measuring. This was him. Everything's okay now. You know what? Joe Lepore, thank you so much for stopping by to talk about your book, Bicycle Commuter's Ultimate Survival Guide, and you can get it by going to your website, www.bicyclecommutersultimatesurvivalguide.com.
Right.
Thank
And
you
buy
so
it for
much.
somebody you love. Even if you don't ride a bike,
Good idea.
you know somebody who does. Get this book for them, especially if you love them.
Good idea.
And if you don't love them.
And good idea. And they can get it from your site. They
Right.
can purchase it.
Exactly. Exclusively for me, because I want to keep the cost low.
Okay, terrific. Thank you so much.
Joanne, thank you.
My pleasure.